Hey everyone, it's Lee, and I am FTM transgender, and this is my intro video, and I'm explaining here about my story and why I'm running this vlog along with a blog I have on Tumblr. I'll probably link that down there in the description. It's brand new. So, yeah, I came out a little over a year ago as female to male transgender, or FTM. And but before that, I identified as gender neutral at first, and then gender fluid. So, let's think. I started questioning my gender about 4 years ago. I'm 17 now. I was about 13 around that time, right? Yeah. 13, 14, 15. Yeah. So I was 13 4 years ago, and I was questioning my sexuality and my gender at the time, and I figured out my sexuality pretty early on. I knew I liked girls, but I also liked boys, and for a really long time I identified as bisexual, and then as a lesbian, and now I just kind of identify as whatever, man. But if you want to put a word to it, I guess pansexual. I'm not big on sexuality, identity. But around that time, I was also very new to Tumblr. I started seeing that there are people out there who weren't part of the strict binary of either a girl or a boy. And early on in my life, I never really had any exposure to anyone outside of that gender binary. I mean, I did have some exposure. My family is pretty liberal, I guess. They're pretty chill with most everything, but we never really had any family friends who were any other sexuality besides heterosexual, or they were in heterosexual relationships, or any cisgendered people. I was basically surrounded with cis-hets for most of my life. And so I think that's probably why I didn't figure out who I was until so recently. But yeah, around 13, I started seeing on Tumblr that people could be, they were something besides a girl or a boy. I saw a lot of people who were transgender. I saw a lot of people who were gender fluid or gender neutral, or just gender queer or agender. I saw a lot of that, and I started questioning myself, because all my life I've never really fit into the stereotypical girl standard. I was very, very tomboyish growing up. I did not like playing with any girl toys. I didn't wear girl clothes. I wore a lot of very masculine clothing. I always shopped in the boys section as a kid, even though my mom wasn't too fond of that. I really didn't start wearing more feminine clothing until around middle school, and early high school, where I felt very pressured to conform, and so I did, and I was miserable. But yeah, and I want to say I was like in 8th grade when I was really questioning it. So I started like trying to figure out who I was, and it just turned into, oh, I'm gender neutral, and I came out as that, and my mom wasn't too like sure of what I was talking about, and she was just like, maybe you're something else. Maybe you're just kind of confused because you're 13. And I know I hate that phrase. I hate using it, but honestly, I was confused. So I identified as that for a while. I started like not feeling gender neutral around like 14 to like early 15. I want to say it was like late 14 I started like looking into gender fluidity, and that's what I felt like, because I was like only in like freshman year, sophomore year, and I'm going to be a senior this coming fall. So I was like still feeling kind of pressured to be feminine and to fit in, and it was very strange. So I kind of like felt very gender fluid for a very long time, and I started noticing that I would have like, of the 365 days a year, at least 95% I felt masculine, 4% I felt neutral, and then 1% I felt feminine. And after a while, I kind of realized that that's not right. Like, I mean, it kind of was, but the times I did feel feminine were times I felt pressured to be feminine, or other instances, like, it's just a whole lot of weird. But other than that, like, I felt very masculine most of the time. I still went on and I wore feminine clothing a lot because that's all I had. And I mean, I was on the swim team for freshman and sophomore year, and freshman year we had some seniors who weren't too hot on having a lesbian on the team, or having anyone besides like a girl on the team. So I was pretty like quiet about that for a while. In sophomore year, when we didn't have them, I came out, and yeah, I came out as lesbian at the time. I was dating my current girlfriend, who I have and I love. We've been dating for almost a little over 2 years and 2 months. So yeah, and everyone was really supportive. Everyone was really chill with it. I didn't really voice my gender at the time because I felt pressured. And last fall, I started a new school. It's a dual enrollment program where I'm on a college campus 24/7, earning both high school and college credit. It's a great program, actually. But at the end of my sophomore year, I started really questioning who I was, and I started looking into the FTM community, what effects of testosterone, of taking hormone replacement therapy would have on your body as a female-bodied person transitioning to a male body. And I started realizing this is what I want. And this is how I feel. And I kind of struggled with that for a very long time. I came out to my girlfriend first, and she was very, very supportive of me. But I could tell that she was still, I don't want to say she was hesitant, because I know she'll be watching this video at some point, but I kind of feel like she was hesitant. But she ended up coming around, and it's come to a point now where she doesn't like to think about how she used to have a girlfriend, because now I'm her boyfriend, and to her, that's who I've always been. So, yeah, around that summer before my junior year, I decided, I came out to myself. I came out to my close family, and going into that junior year, I started trying to present fully as Lee instead of my birth name. And I tried to present fully with he, him pronouns, though that's still kind of spotty with some people who knew me beforehand as my birth name, and who aren't too, understanding, I guess. But, I felt a lot better, but I was still using the female bathroom because I didn't feel comfortable using the male bathroom. And it wasn't until summer semester, when I had my very first college class, that I decided I'm going to start using the men's bathroom, or male bathroom. And I don't know, I've felt a lot better using it. I feel like I'm passing better because my classmates and my peers are seeing me in the men's restroom, and they're like, oh, that must be a guy, even though I still have to use a stall, and I just use the stall. But I started passing a lot better because I learned how to carry myself larger and walk more confidently, and I just started heavily presenting as a male. I started gender therapy around, I want to say, around May or June. I don't know for sure. And the therapist I go to, she's wonderful. I love her a lot. You can have 3 months of seeing her regularly, or 12 appointments to get your name change and your letter for testosterone, or T, for those of you who don't know that slang. And if you're of age in Michigan, where I live, a letter to have top surgery. But I'm not of age. I'm not 18, so I gotta wait a year, and if I can save up. But yeah, I started the process of changing my name legally, actually, September 2nd. That will be happening, and I'm very, very excited for that. I'm really hoping that we can get my files changed at my school, so when I go into a full college schedule, no one will have to know what my birth name was. Yeah, because I hate sending out emails to all of my professors and being like, hey, this is my name, but this is my name on your roster, and it's wrong. I don't know, I hate doing that. But, yeah, and I'm excited for that change. My therapist is off for the whole month of August, so I haven't been able to see her, so she doesn't know how soon my court date is, actually, but she knows that it is happening. So next time I see her, I will actually be legally Lee Baker. So, I just said my name. Oh well. Says it on everything else. But, yeah. And I'm hoping that I will be taking tea by the end of the year. And I'm really hoping that hopefully within the next 2 years I will be saving up enough money to have my top surgery, because honestly binding sucks. For those of you who don't know or haven't experienced binding, you're basically wearing like 5 like super stay sports bras on your chest and like flattening it out, and it sucks, especially in the summer. It gets hot, you get sweaty, and it's just not pleasant. But like, it's worth it, 'cause if you look at it, it's flat. But yeah, that's basically my transition plans. Why I'm doing this page. Because I am pre-T right now, I am pre-op right now, I am using this YouTube channel and my Tumblr blog as a medium for me to document my transition and also talk about other trans-related topics. And things such as like the whole Caitlyn Jenner thing and the publicity that's bringing to the trans community, which is great, by the way. Caitlyn Jenner is one of my greatest role models. I love her a lot. But, you know, Laverne Cox is up there too. I love her. Oh, God. But yeah, that's more or less the reason why. I also want to help bring like more more visibility to the community, because even though we have very famous people in the media who are bringing visibility, I mean, we have Aiden Dowling running for the men's ultimate guy thing, I think. I know he just made it into the top 5, and I'm very proud of him. He's also one of my great role models. But I mean, if I can help in bringing that like awareness to the community the best I can, I'm going to do it. But I mean, it's mostly just to document my transition and my thoughts right now, so I can look back in 2, 3, 5 years and be like, oh, that's how I looked, that's how I sounded, and those were my thoughts at the time, in case my opinions ever change about it. But yeah, and that's basically it. And this video has gotten very, very long, and I didn't think it was going to be this long. So, I'm going to leave you at that. I will be back next week. I'm going to be trying to make these on Fridays, even though it's Tuesday today. So, see you Friday. Yeah!